Are you a chronic returner on Amazon? If so, you better watch out because you could actually get banned. The online retailer giant reportedly cutting off customers who return too many items, trying to prevent shoppers from abusing the system. So what do we make of all this? Let's ask Fox News contributor Kat Timpf and retail watcher Heatha Herzog. Heatha, you return?
Oh, I return a lot, but here's the issue.
You haven't gotten banned.
I haven't gotten banned. Basically, retailers have a $50 billion problem that is retail fraud, and a lot of this has to do with people buying items and returning. Now, I know none of us do this. We buy items, dresses, what have you, product. We sometimes use them. I'm not including myself in this because it's absolutely fraud, but people do this and then return it, and what they are trying to do is prevent that from happening. It really eats into the bottom line of these retailers.
Yeah, Kat, I get it. You know, it's not fair. It's not honest. But do retailers need to be basically sort of siphoning off a portion of their budget, just assuming that this is going to happen?
Right. Well, the problem here is there's some people are reporting that they only returned, say, 4 or 5 items and they wound up getting banned. And the problem with Amazon is that it doesn't actually state what constitutes abusing the system and returning too many things. So I think that they should be more clear in terms of how many things that you can return before you might be getting in trouble, because I don't know if you're anything like me, I would die without Amazon Prime. It's how I get absolutely everything. I haven't been to a store in a very long time, and I have no desire to go to a store anytime soon. So it would be a tragedy. My heart goes out to anybody who got banned unjustly from this.
But I wonder if it's sort of like, you know, you're right in that they should be more forthcoming perhaps on how they actually do this, because Heatha, like, if you buy something, it's clearly been worn or the tags are off and send it back, I can understand that maybe gets you a few more demerits than, say, if you bought something and sent it back in great condition.
It's part of the problem. I mean, yeah, what they want to do is curb this retail fraud, but at the same time, they don't want to give away what would necessarily prevent them from curbing that retail fraud. So if they have it in the fine print of what it would take to get someone banned, then all of a sudden people will skirt that and think of something else in order for them to commit this type of fraud. You know, it's an interesting thing. It's been going on for many, many years. In fact, Amazon isn't the only retailer that's going to be doing this. You know, there's actually a lot of brick and mortar stores that are doing this already. So,
yeah, but, you know, you ought to, as a consumer, right, have the ability to return if they send you something that you don't like. And let's not, you know, kid ourselves. You buy something on Amazon, you think it's pink, and it turns out to be red, because they're not always so true to their colors and the pictures, etc. The consumer deserves that right, Kat, to be able to send something back if it's not as promised.
Right, absolutely. Although I personally hate the process of returning so much. It's such a hassle that I've kept so many things that I hate that I just are taking up space in my apartment because I feel bad throwing them away. The only thing that I've actually ever returned from Amazon was a broken candle, because that was a hazard and I didn't want in my apartment.
Right, but that actually
you have to have
a lot
that
of work
ability
just to return it, right? You got to run it back to the UPS and fill out the forms, and I'm with you. But, you know, not everybody's like that. A lot of people are willing, Heatha, to use something and return it. And Amazon, I guess, is going to have to crack down.
unfortunately, that is the case. Yes.
All right.
Real sad of those people.
Yeah,
Real sad.
it
Yeah,
is.
they're rooting for everyone else.
Indeed. All right. Well, good to see you guys. Thank you very much. It's nice to have you here on this Memorial Day. That does it for us today on Your World. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Memorial Day. Have a barbecue maybe in store. Thank you to Neil Cavuto, as always, for letting me join you here today. Don't forget, you can see him tomorrow, and you can catch me tomorrow on the Intelligence Report, where you find me every day at 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox Business. Have a wonderful evening. Happy Memorial Day. Enjoy it, everyone.
Official start to summer. So grab your margaritas and your hot dog and let's have some fun, because it's time for the Memorial Day fan mail special. We're going to answer your questions throughout the hour, so shall we begin? Alrighty. So we're going to start out right away with the Instagram questions. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Instantly. All right. Instantly for Instagram. Immediatamente. All right, this is from Ped Snurcy, something of that regard. There you go. Doing my best with that. And so this is really a basic, like, Memorial Day question. Do you go hot diggity dog or do you go Hamburglar?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm
First of all, I
looking
want
at
to
you,
point
yeah.
out that you said grab your margaritas. I think it's horrible that we're starting off with cultural appropriation. We should be drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon. Hot dog. Wait, was it
Speak
hot?
for yourself.
Well, yes. The Latinos on this end of the table like the Ritas.
This identity politics is killing all of us. Hot dogs or hamburgers? I'm more of a hot burger, which is eating a hamburger with my shirt off.
Wow, spare us that image.
Why did I think that was so funny?
That's right.
You know why? Because it's covering up.
Geraldo doing that is one thing. You, God help us. Okay, so Dana, I'm curious about this. Hot dog or hamburger, and how does the vote go in your house?
Is it on Memorial Day or in general?
I would say Memorial Day.
I'd go with the hot dog.
Okay.
'Cause I don't have hot dogs regularly, but I would have a hamburger regularly.
Okay.
So hot dog's like a special occasion.
Does the term dog in it upset you
Not at all.
as the relation to Jasper?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable with the hot dog.
What about Peter? Yeah.
I don't know what he
Blood
likes.
pudding. He likes blood pudding, yeah.
Blood pudding, yes.
That's hilarious. All right,
Shepherd's
Pete,
pie.
I know
Yeah.
you're probably going to want both, knowing
Of
you,
course.
right? You don't
But
pass
I'll
them up.
quote the great pandering sage, Mitt Romney. My favorite meat is hot dog. My second favorite meat is hamburger. Not steak, because I'm one of the man of the people. No, of course it's both.
It's
hot
both.
dog first, then as much of a hamburger as you can get, and then probably back to a hot dog.
Yeah,
and it's a running thing throughout the day as the grill goes.
That's the thing. And then you have to see, like, if the hot dog's look endangered, like too many people are grabbing them, you got to get that one first, then you move to the burger.
Bun or no bun?
Well, that's the problem.
definitely
If
bun.
you don't have an even matchup of buns and dogs, you're in big trouble, and that's led to actual death.
But that's when you actually have the hot
High
dog
risk.
burger.
Yeah,
You cut the hot dog in half, you got to put it on a burger bun.
Exactly.
By
Happens
the
all the
way,
time.
that's been done as well. Okay, so
Mitt Romney
Geraldo,
had an elevator for his car. That's
when you have your Memorial Day soiree,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if it's on your boat. Do you grill on your boat? Hot dog, hamburger?
I go for Nathan's kosher hot dogs and
Those are
make them, and they cook very crispy on the outside. So when you bite in, it's kind of like a
zing, like
a
a
zing.
zoom.
It's
Yeah.
really like a burst, a
Flavor
flavor
burst.
It can
Right.
sear somebody's eye out if
And
they're in
that
front of you.
also, that also.
Yes, I would say I love hamburgers, but I also love hot dogs. I probably eat at least 2 hot dogs every week, but I have those like kosher national, Hebrew national ones. They're quite tasty, and I think they
Remember
might
that
be good
story? You lost an hour of life for every hot dog you ate.
For, is that true?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Maybe I made that up.
I don't believe
All
that's
right, we hear another
scientifically
one.
proven.
Now, this is a Twitter question. Greg, you love Twitter. It is
I
your
do.
playground. Okay, this is from @WendyLadyNJ. All right, favorite barbecue food. I know you like barbecue.
I love barbecue so much. My favorite barbecue food has to be the rutabaga. A lot of people don't barbecue rutabagas. They eat them raw.
Yeah.
But a good barbecued rutabaga, can't go wrong with it. Screw the ribs and the steaks and the burgers. Go with a rutabaga this year, America. You won't be sorry.
Okay, and eat it in a Winnebago. Okay.
Are you sponsored by the Rutabaga Council?
No comment, but they have they paid me handsomely.
Pay to play.
Yes.
Is that a
You
vegetable?
should disclose.
Yes, it is.
Miss Marino, now what is your favorite barbecue food?
Well, I guess coleslaw. I mean, it's served.
Is that barbecue?
That's alternative.
It is
barbecue.
served at the barbecue.
It is true. Technically,
Is it not?
She's correct.
Yes, but you don't barbecue it, Dana.
Yes, you do. And also, you barbecue corn.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good one. That is a good one. You can also microwave it with a wet towel for a couple of minutes. Quite tasty. 2 minutes per ear.
That's
of corn.
true.
Why would you?
Did you know? I didn't know you knew that. That's a good little tip.
You taught me that tip.
Somebody's going to have to explain to me how I'm the third person to answer about barbecue, and we haven't talked about meat yet.
Well, you can
I
include
don't
it.
know how that works. I'm going to say ribs and
Yeah,
pulled
totally.
pork.
Totally.
And especially if they're done really well. And I'm not good at it. I don't do a lot of home barbecuing. I'm pretty simple.
Yeah.
Burgers and dogs and steaks. But that stuff, you
I
cannot
gotta tell you,
beat.
it's phenomenal. Even when I order Chinese food, I go with the spare ribs, and I think they're fantastic. Like barbecue spare
You
ribs.
live more dangerously than
I'm very dangerous.
Yeah.
Not as dangerous for the pig.
Good
Definitely ribs, well cooked, crispy burnt. even.
Crispy burnt.
And corn on the cob.
Okay, so-
I like corn on the cob.
sensation,
Corn on the cob.
yes.
Everybody loves that. Butter, no butter. I don't know. I'll take it either way.
Butter.
Can't believe it's not butter. Our friend
Fabio.
Fabio.
Can't believe
What's
it's
a
not-
barbecue without Fabio?
I wouldn't call it a barbecue at all. Not enough
Yes. No.
Fabio meat there.
Yeah, I did answer because I copied Pete and did the pulled pork thing situation with the ribs. Yums. All right, now let's
Did
go
you
for the
date
next
Fabio?
one. No, he tried to set me up with him though.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, I
nice
did. I
way.
tried to set her up with Fabio, but she was involved with somebody
And
else.
by the way, with what's his name?
I believe
from
it was
American
Yanni.
Idol. Or was it Laurel?
That's what I said.
Oh my God. Okay. Whoa. All right, so what about this? What a weird show. What is your favorite tradition to kick off summer?
Ooh, let me think. I guess
That's from Sarah.
that's probably when we, we get things out of storage, like Aunt Helen.
Oh my
I don't
God.
have any. I don't think I have any.
mean.
I live in an apartment in New York. The only thing you do is you turn on the air conditioning and hope it works.
Yeah, that's always
That's
a
my
plus.
tradition.
Then you know things look favorable. Dana.
I think, well, that's not really kicking it off, but I always think of the summer when the dogs are no longer allowed on the beach.
Yeah.
Because from Memorial Day to Labor Day, the dogs
That's
aren't
good.
allowed. So you got to give them their one last big freedom session.
All right, Pete.
Yes, I'll go serious for a second. Since
Please.
Memorial Day is the kickoff for summer, it's memorializing this day,
Yes.
which we talk about barbecues and we should have fun, but the first thing you need to do is remember all those men and women that gave everything so that we
Absolutely.
can sit at this table today. And I know everyone here knows
Yep.
that, but you have to remind yourself. And if you got kids, sit them down and tell them why this day matters, why we have this day off, why we're barbecuing, and take them to the parade or take them to the ceremony in your town. It's actually very powerful. So remember that. It's the guys who gave everything. Not today. There's Veterans Day. Today is
Yeah.
Memorial Day. It's for the ones that are still
Good
not.
point.
Absolutely.
Good
Geraldo.
point.
And July 4th has
Favorite-
a great parade.
Yes.
In every small town. Every small town I've ever
So
lived in.
favorite tradition. We got to
I
get
like-
to the next one.
I like having all the kids who are at least in the country come to Father's Day. I like
Good.
that. That's
Oh, do you?
My big one, yeah.
Okay,
That's
fantastic.
how my summer.
That's a lot of kids for Geraldo.
That's a lot of kids. And now with the grandkids, it's a crowd, a burgeoning crowd.
That's fun.
So my favorite tradition to kick off summer would obviously be the hot tub. No question about it, 100%. I love it. It just feels like it's summer then. It's happy.
The
You
hot
need
tub
to
have it for the
like
winter?
pass. It does to me, yes, because when you get out, you're still warm.
Yeah, I got it.
Right? And then you can have little snacks in the hot tub. You should be careful. Talk to your doctor about it before you do. You have like little past hors d'oeuvres.
Liquid snacks. Liquid snacks.
Well, liquid snacks, you a sliced
How about the
salami and
Hamptons?
crackers. That's the same thing. You have a hot tub in the Hamptons. I don't have one in the house.
This is the table of the people.
Yes, exactly. I don't have a Hamptons.
have
Anyway,
an
whatever.
elevator in my-
So I got a good
car.
one for you. All right. So
With
this is,
Fabio.
Yeah, 100%. As long as he puts his hair back in a ponytail. Instagram question from L. Well, who knows? It's ELTZ Roth. Something of that nature. What is your favorite vacation location, and do you prefer summer, Dana, or winter vacation?
Oh, summer vacations. And where do I go? I like to go anywhere, but I have come to have a lot of affection for the Jersey Shore,
Yeah.
right, in Bay Head, and I also of
What's
course,
the
love
address?
South Carolina. Yeah.
Check Instagram.
But of course, and also, I do feel like it's summer when I head back west to Wyoming or Colorado. That always feels like summer to me, because I spent my youth there.
Okay, I like that. It's very good. And the pictures are beautiful. Check out our Instagram. All right, what about you, Greg?
I think you know the answer. My favorite place is home. I go nowhere. I don't leave. To me, I can create an entire vacation in my head and without having to get on a plane. I hate traveling, so that's my vacation.
Plus,
It's
when
always
he
home.
vacations, everyone else suffers. Because you would think he would come back chipper, happy, with a positive, sunny disposition, but instead
Nope.
he comes back cranky. He talks about how he
I thought
got
you liked
sick.
that Mexico place.
Or he did,
No,
there was one
Tulum,
place he
I always come back with some kind of illness. The last time I went to, was it Mexico? I had a bullseye bruise.
Remember that?
And I had to take 4 weeks of antibiotics
I told you
for that.
you had ringworm or something.
Yeah, I got ringworm from camp. I'll never forget that. But no, every time I come back, something is wrong with
You
me.
had different bites.
the
you
world
had
is the world is dangerous.
GI disorder.
Inside, being inside is the best place. We evolved as human beings to create our own dwellings. We don't have to go outside anymore.
But
Greg,
you're a
it's
cave
brilliant.
dweller.
I am.
Because every day could be a vacation for you then.
Yes, yes.
I mean, it's a work day, it's a vacation
He's
day.
on
Yes.
a
It's
permanent.
fantastic.
I'm taking off this day right now, and you don't even know it.
Yeah, exactly.
His idea of vacation is like a bar on 9th Avenue and a glass of Pinot. Am I
love
right?
it close,
And
yeah.
you're writing your book.
Very
I know you so well. I could
I
win
like
like the newlywed game.
I
Go ahead.
like summer vacations in winter.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
going to places where it is warm during the wintertime.
Yeah.
Like Mexico. I like Mexico. Last time I was in Mexico, I got a tattoo. So you go there and you come back from some guy on the corner. But it was all.
You probably got more than a tattoo.
You don't need
That
to be in
doesn't seem like
Mexico
a
to
very
get
safe
that.
place to get a tattoo.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But
okay.
everything
But
worked out
That's
okay.
how you roll.
Yes.
He's got to chase it with some antibiotics. All right. You should too.
I've been traveling all my life. You know, the half century I've been on in the television news business, and I've seen basically the whole globe. But Erica's so much younger, and now it's old, 12 years old. So we're redoing all of the places that I've like Paris, this June.
Sure. That's
you know,
nice.
next month. And she loves that and visit all of the tourist spots, and I drag my sorry behind along.
You're like, oh, the Eiffel Tower.
Can we
again."
do the Eiffel Tower? Actually, I haven't dinner in the Eiffel Tower again.
Are you going to take her to Mount Rushmore?
That's so nice.
I don't know if I'll take her there.
Yeah.
That's really a motor. That's a motorcycle.
Just knock
trip.
it all
I've done
out
on
in
motorcycle.
one thing. Epcot Center.
Epcot
Just
Center.
go to Epcot Center,
That's
and then you don't have to
nice.
go anywhere else. You're indoors.
He just became your travel agent. That's
Yes,
actually quite
Epcot
good.
Center. They have
Yeah.
all the food around the world. You never have to leave.
Okay, all right. So my favorite vacation, look, I would have to say it's Mexico. I'm no longer allowed there. Too many engagements, so I'm gonna have to find a new one. So that's why
They built the wall.
they built a wall to keep me from going over. Love it. Okay, so we've got time for one more. Please do a speed round on this, Greg. So put the pedal to the metal on this. What is your favorite pastime when you have some time off? And this is from Barfibolo or
I
something.
know the answer.
Okay, Dana, please go.
For Greg?
You had to skip me.
Home
Home.
or at the bar, local bar, wine, writing a book.
There you go. That's all. That's what I do.
Followed by complaining.
Followed by embarrassing
pastime.
drunken tweets that I have to answer for the next day.
Why?
Yes, with
Yes.
just why.
Why?
Why not?
No, there you go. Please don't do this anymore. Sincerely, executives.
Executives, yes. It's a new band called Executive, the
Yes.
Executives. All right, Dana, what is your favorite pastime?
I like hanging out with family and friends, my husband Peter and our dog Jasper, but I really love to read fiction.
You love
so
to
if I
read.
get a little bit of time to myself, I try to do that.
You like to go to the beach too with Jasper, that's
I
fun.
do,
Or anything.
until he's kicked
So you
off
read the New York
beach for the
Times.
summer. Fake news.
Okay, Sweet Pete, what?
I mean, throwing the football around with the kids,
Yeah.
you know,
That's nice.
on the beach, whatever, or the pool. Food, drinks, nothing. You know, sun.
Yeah, just, like, relaxing.
totally shut it down. Maybe read a book.
Don't go that
boys-
far.
Read it, but
Your
like only
boys
like
love
8
to
pages
play,
and assume I know the whole book.
Exactly.
Boys love to play football, and they're quite
Yes.
good. They're quite good. Okay, how about
I love being on the water,
Sailing?
as you know.
Yeah.
Just took my boat from New York Harbor up the Hudson River, Erie Canal, Lake Erie to Cleveland. So I went to Cleveland
Oh, fantastic.
by boat, and I love being on the boat.
All right, so favorite pastime, I like to read, that's for sure. And then also I like to go to the park. The park is very fun. You
Which
feel
park and what time?
The park in Brooklyn. Yeah, exactly. We're going to end it right there because it's getting frightening. But we are just getting started, so we want you to stay right there because the Five's Memorial Day special returns with more of your fantastic questions. That's next.
Free and easy down the road I go. Got the sun shining on me like a big spotlight.
Welcome back to The Five. We're answering your questions on this Memorial Fan Mail Special Day. Special day, and I've got your questions.
Look at the folder, Dave. It's blocking your whole
That's
body.
It's just like kind of a big folder.
Where'd
okay,
she go?
actually, it's just a normal size folder. I am your pint-size host. Okay, Instagram.
that's so cute.
Really good.
Instagram question from the Five fan page. Kimberly,
Yeah.
what advice do you have for young people who want to do what you do for a living?
Spray tan?
Excellent advice. Excellent advice, Geraldo.
Look good, feel good. Advice, I think, well, you know, I love to keep a good calendar and a to-do list and be very focused, like to accomplish something with each day to make every day count. It sounds kind of simple, but it's really, really true because when you have the power of just one day, what can you imagine that you can do to change a life or change your own? So I think that's like always kind of like being focused and happy and like moving the ball forward.
All right, Geraldo, you've got some good advice in your book.
If you want to be on the air, then you should take any opportunity you can to be on the air. Journalism school is nice for a theoretical background, but it is the actual hands-on experience. Take every internship you can get, work for the lowest pay at the smallest station, if that's the gig that you can get. But get in there and do it, because it is doing it rather than reading about it that will be your path to success.
How about you, Pete? 'Cause
Good advice for all
you
folks.
and well, almost everyone at the table, except for Geraldo, didn't intend for this to be what we're doing now.
Yeah, I still don't know what I do for a living. to be honest with you.
Yeah, we've been asking. I've heard that around the building. We're wondering, like, what's that guy do around
What
here?
do we do here?
He wanders from each studio and then it's like, you need me?
Hey
Anybody?
guys, they need a sub.
He gets
Okay.
talked about
But
his
joining the
perspective.
military is not a bad idea.
I would just go out and do things that you believe in.
Right.
You know, get involved in something, go after it as hard as you can, believe in it, and put your head down on it, and don't worry about just doing something so you can get to the next spot, so you can get to the next spot no matter what. I mean, climbing is
Become
important.
an expert.
But become an expert. Have something to say worth listening to.
Yeah.
And then if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. And you have to be intentional about it, though, too.
Yeah.
You have to find the places where you can plug in.
Greggy?
Well, I would obviously say buy my book, which is called The Gutfeld Monologues, which the answer's in there. But that would be terrible for me to say.
you shouldn't say that.
Oh, okay, I won't. I would say I would agree with Geraldo. If you want to be on air, try to be on air. Start by streaking at professional sporting events. And whenever you see a reporter doing a hit on TV, get up behind them and wave your hands and do a lot of gesturing, because the producers go, that guy's got something.
Yeah,
that's how we actually hired people here at Fox, is we watch the people behind the reporters' hits.
Yes.
We go, that person should be on the 5. That's how we got Hegseth.
I got my
How did they see you behind the I just want to know. You
Actually,
must have tremendous spring.
But no, to David's
in your
point,
stuff.
I was a writer, so I wasn't going for TV. I was a writer, and so I wrote a lot, and I held a lot of meetings, and that helped me articulate my thoughts.
I would say also, don't major in journalism. It's not necessary.
No, good
Take
point.
a couple of
English.
journalism classes, but major in something like Charles Krauthammer would say, study history.
Yeah,
and it will
English,
help you with
history,
everything.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, Instagram question from Susan Mulligan. Pete, I'll go to you first. What do you most look forward to after every show, be it food, drink, or activity?
Oh, God. Don't answer honestly. Don't answer honestly.
Well, a drink, of course.
Even after Fox and Friends on the weekend?
Why do you think I told you don't answer
Yes,
honestly?
I mean, if you're a morning show person, then by the time the weekend show, which is 4 hours long,
Yeah.
is over, it's basically 5 p.m. on my internal clock.
What do you
Or
do,
3
Geraldo?
p.m.
I like to drink. I mean, that first drink is such a sigh. You know, just like, I've
What a
done it.
love song.
I've done it. But with Fox and Friends, it's a little different for me because I only go on for 15 minutes. I work out after Fox and Friends.
Okay. Greg, what do you like to do? Let me guess.
No, I like to
Gina.
I like to unwind. So I just have a big giant roll of tape. And I just sit there and I just unwind it. And for about an hour, I find it's incredible stress relief. And then, of course, I do my charity work because what children to me matter more than anything on the
gosh.
planet.
Fake
So
news,
I
fake
will spend the rest of the afternoon just helping out kids.
You mean frightening
Random
them.
kids,
Yeah,
just
random.
kids.
Kimberly, how
I
about
think it's
you?
a pervert on the playground.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
here to
traumatized
help.
by Greg. I'm
I'm just here to help.
Yes,
I'm just
exactly.
here to help Johnny. Mama!
My favorite thing to do, quite honestly, I like to go and return calls or messages to make sure I've gone back to everybody that, means something to me. So I think it's nice to do so they don't think that you've forgotten them.
I like my walk home because it's quiet.
I love your sensible shoes.
Yes.
I definitely have
You
sensible
do walk
shoes.
home.
Okay.
And you take the same path every day, don't you?
No, I mix it up.
She changes it up.
Mix it up. Nobody
Takes random turns.
Nobody notices me. They're like,
She's-
what's that child?
That's a great thing about being
zigzags.
short is that nobody can, I can glide through a crowd and no one sees
And
me.
like no eye contact.
No eye contact.
It's fantastic.
See a lot of unsightly bellies.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, this question makes me
crazy.
nervous.
Uh-oh.
The Instagram question from Mrs. Hamill.forever. Okay.
What?
That's
What
good.
is-
I'll start with Greg. What is one of your habits that you know annoys your co-host, but you just can't help yourself?
Oh, geez.
I
All of
know
them.
this is a tough question.
Yeah, reply all.
Reply all. Oh, so a producer in my ear just said reply all because I often reply all when I tweet. But it's only just because I don't really mean what I'm saying when I'm replying all. It's not
I
like,
do it with all caps.
and I do. Well, I do. I'm imitating crazy people, like all caps, reply all.
You're
it's a crazy
imitating
person.
yourself and you're
So-
like, why are
I was
we
gonna-
doing this?
I would actually say I annoy people because I'm constantly complaining about certain things.
Remember
ailments.
you got the award, #1 diva?
Yeah, which is unfair.
Who gave that award out?
Wear the
All right,
crown.
Kimberly.
Yes.
Since we're supposed to tell what our own bad habits are.
Oh, my bad
I would
habit?
say you don't have any. But you have to come up with something.
I love you. Aw. All right. So sometimes then I get like, I'm trying to like type something on my phone. Like, I'm not very good at typing with the tweets. And so then I'm like correcting it. It takes me like 30 minutes to send one. So then I check my phone if I'm like nervous during commercial breaks. And that might annoy some. That annoys our producer.
Pete, I'm sure you don't
But I'm so
annoy
sorry.
anybody.
I get
No, not at all. Don't ask Abby Huntsman or Ed Henry at all what it means
Okay.
to them about me. You know what I'm doing it right now? I pick my fingers under the table. You ever notice that?
Well, it doesn't annoy me.
Like,
no.
I feel like
haven't
people
seen
could
that.
see it, or maybe you can even hear it.
No,
you know?
but your mom would not be happy.
No, I do it all the time.
I thought your most
Rest of the
annoying
show.
trait is when you throw an axe at people.
Well,
Geraldo, do you have anything?
in a macro sense, yes.
Sometimes
Not supposed to talk about that.
my answers get to be proclamations or monologues, and
I would say that
I sincerely regret.
the reason I was worried about this
And
question.
have I
about the
told you
vault?
about the time? No, I'm just kidding.
I was worried about this question because I live my life thinking that everyone's annoyed with me all the time.
Oh.
Like,
you
even if I
really?
haven't seen you in 2 weeks, I'll wake up and think, why is Greg mad at me today? I can't remember why he would be mad at me. And I just live my whole life like that. So do we have time for one more? All right,
you really? That's
Facebook
kinda
question
sad.
from Jason H. Greg, who preps the most for the show?
I think it's without
Dana?
question, it's me.
It might be you.
It might be me.
Well, you
I
belong
write.
to you.
I
It's
write.
a
This
lot.
is for another show that hasn't happened yet. This is all about. I make so many notes
I
that
think
it's.
that it might be you because I think I prep the most for the 2 o'clock show, which means I don't have to prep the most for the show.
Yeah, because
anymore.
everything's working in your brain. The reason why I do this, to go back to an earlier question about what to do to get a job like this, is preparation. Even if you don't use preparation, 90% of it is just you acting it out so that it's in your head. So I write stuff down so it's in my head.
Yep.
So I call that preparation H.
I knew you were going to
For the
say
H
that.
block. All right, everyone. Up next, which famous American, dead or alive, would we want to be married to?
Wow.
Wow, huh? Gotta think about that. The 5 Memorial Day continues when we return.
Someone's going to be offended by that.
Lady Midnight's just misunderstood. 'Cause nothing good ever happens after.
Live from America's News headquarters, good afternoon to you. I'm Leland Vittert. There is a massive cleanup and search operation at this hour in Ellicott City, Maryland. The historic town near Baltimore was the scene of devastating flooding yesterday that turned roads into raging rivers. On Main Street, muddy waters carried cars away and poured into homes and businesses. Emergency crews made dozens of rescues. Right now, one man remains missing. This comes as the town was just rebuilding from a previous flood 2 years ago. Former President George H.W. Bush is spending his Memorial Day in a Maine hospital where he's being treated for low blood pressure and fatigue. The 94-year-old will likely remain there for another few days. He's described as awake, alert, and not in any discomfort. I'm Leland Vittert. Now back to a special edition of The Five.
The man with the golden gun, looking in some
I don't know the song.
It's from Man with a Golden Gun, Pete.
Oh, well, I know Man with
It's in the title.
Sorry.
Welcome back. More fan mail questions. Oh, this is a great question. This is from Good Break April. That's a hell of a nickname. All right.
People can see
Must have
your...
been a safe driver.
Greg,
So,
what's on the outside of your folder, just FYI?
notes. What's the weirdest food you've ever had? Dana.
Ooh. I am very unadventurous when
Yeah.
it comes to food. Oh gosh, I have to say I don't think I can answer
Did you ever
this.
try Jasper's food?
What? No, I don't try to. And the other, I had a chance to travel with President Bush to lots of different places around the world. We had 44 countries in that last year. There was a lot of things served.
Yeah.
And I was really good at never eating any of it.
Oh, you stirred it around.
Yeah, I like fake it.
Wow. So no weird foods. You must have had a weird food, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, just certain things that you just sit around a table with people that don't speak your language and they present it to you and they're
Right.
massively offended if you don't eat it.
Right.
And no one uses utensils, and so you just
What was
sort of
it?
dive in.
You don't know?
I think goat usually.
Yeah.
And other assorted meats.
Goat head.
You get kind of used to it.
Brains? Did you eat
No,
brains?
they eat goat head. Goat head soup.
I actually think.
Oh,
I
yeah?
don't know that I ever had a head. I would say the weirdest thing I would
With ganja.
encounter here would be a veggie burger.
Oh.
I can't understand the concept.
I had one of those.
No
one
MREs.
time.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
Some
funny.
bad MREs.
I hope they don't make veggie burgers now with like kale, right? Ew.
I bet they do.
Geraldo, I'm sure you've had some weird stuff.
Well, in Carnivore, our well-known restaurant in Nairobi, Kenya, they give you the regular meat, the chicken, the beef,
then
and then they get to the
then the-
giraffe and the alligator
Oh, my
tail
God.
and the ostrich
Nope.
and the
No, Geraldo.
and it goes goes through every being.
Like the Wild Kingdom for your
like the
intestines.
Wild Kingdom for your
You would literally.
Marlon Perkins climbing down.
Greg would
We're now
expire in like
Geraldo's
30
aorta.
minutes, right?
And the place stinks of like flesh, burning
Yeah,
flesh.
that's
Oh,
right.
it's like my apartment. Hey, Kimberly, what is the weirdest food you've ever
Can I
had?
come over? Some burnt
You must have
flesh.
had some weird food in
Totally.
your life. You lived in the Bay Area.
Accidentally, I'm sure. So yeah, when like campaigning and everything, and then when I was first lady, you go to a lot of like special like dinners.
Yes.
And so you go into different, neighborhoods. San Francisco is, very culturally diverse. So when you go into some of them, it's like, different things like
Yeah.
floating duck head soup or whatever, things like that. And you got to just
Do it.
jump in.
Yeah.
Everything's better with a little bit of salt if you're feeling, whatever. But one time I ate my dog's food because I thought it was like beef
You ate
jerky.
your dog's food?
It was like one of those treats.
Yeah.
It's not bad, right?
And I was like, wow, this is delicious. And then, oh no, that's the, the dog. I was like, whoa, okay.
I had
protein.
I ate the most adorable creature on the planet. If you've never heard of a puffin, Google it and you'll go, how could you eat a puffin?
Why would you do that?
I was in Reykjavik
You're the
on
meanest
vacation at a crazy restaurant that was overpriced. And I said, well, if I'm paying this kind of money, I'm eating an adorable animal. And so they served a puffin, and it tasted like licorice shoelaces. It was absolutely terrible. That's why puffins are still around. You taste awful, puffins. That's a great, by the way, evolutionary trick for animals.
Tastes like crap.
Taste like crap.
Right, so then.
No one will eat you.
Wasn't that a scene in Star Wars, the puffin being eaten by Chewbacca?
I have no
Well, but
idea.
by the
No,
way,
something
it-
like that. I know what you're talking
Greg,
about.
you know what something's good? Have you had tripe, like cow intestine? I really love
Yeah.
that
Haggis.
soup. I grew up having it, being Puerto Rican, and people might think, oh, that sounds crazy, but it's quite good.
It's not bad.
Haggis? What do you call it? Haggis, which is a stomach filled with other stuff. Anyway, let's leave that.
call it
This is an interesting question from Sean Cantor. What was your favorite radio station growing up?
I know.
What?
KRFC.
Oh, Dr. Don Rose.
Yeah.
Dr.
Oh
Don,
my God,
6:10 a.m. Oh my God. Dr.
Love
Donald
it.
D. Rose used to do novelty songs on San Francisco.
There you go.
Oh my God, great guy too. I never met him, but he's dead now.
You can
Geraldo.
me.
I would say Murray the K. I think it was WINS 1010 before it was all news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cameraman loving it.
Well, 101.3 KDWB, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The kids we listen to it.
I
Yeah.
know Dana's, because you're a DJ.
Well, yeah.
You were a
trying to
DJ?
think.
How
Country
adorable.
music DJ. That wasn't in my listening area when I was a kid. It was a country music station, I guess. KCCY FM 96.9, Pueblo, Colorado Springs.
KFRC was
Yeah.
AM when I was a kid, but when
Right.
I was a teenager, all the college stations in California were punk. KFJC, KALX,
Remember
Berkeley.
K-Rock?
No, that's LA. K-Rock was LA.
No, but there was one up in the Bay Area.
You're thinking of K-Fog.
Are you
KFOG.
sure? Was
No,
that the rock
K-San.
one?
K-San also played a lot of great music. The Bay Area had great.
What about Kiss
FM?
FM? Where's that from?
Kiss
LA.
FM? I don't know. Do I have time?
Yeah, I think it is. Now it's.
I thought it was New York.
Did she say tease?
I think so.
I couldn't hear. All right.
Oh.
I only had 2 questions.
Do you like
If you had to name your child or pet after a president, who would you choose and why?
George.
George? That was easy.
Theodore, Teddy.
I was going to say Roosevelt. Yeah.
Probably Ron. But I already have Ronan. So close
That'd be cool, though.
I would have to say Hillary, because in my heart, she won.
In your heart?
you're with her.
I have 4 hearts, believe it
You're
or not.
with
And like a
her.
cow, I have 4
You have
stomachs.
such a big heart.
I do. I have many small hearts all over my body.
Oh gosh.
Temporary tattoos, America. All right, coming up next. If the 5 could declare one new holiday, what would it
Ooh,
be?
I got a good answer.
Our answers next. She's already prepping.
Twice, or so it seems.
Such a great song.
Welcome back. It is a good.
Right?
It's a terrible
It is.
song.
To the 5 Fan Mail Memorial Day special. It's off the rails, and we'll keep it there. Time to answer more of your questions. My turn. All right. Twitter question from @CaptainMac79. Excellent. If you could declare a holiday, what would you want to memorialize? Greg, I'll start with you. A holiday to memorialize for anything.
Well, it would have to be International Short Man's Day. Most of the greatest things that have been invented or created since humanity began were done by men 5, 7 or lower or under.
Napoleon.
Yes, well, he's just one of many. Let's go through the list, shall we?
Oh, no.
No, I'll just stop.
Dana, shall we?
I'm going to say Election Day.
Ooh.
And I would end
Oh, that's
early
a great
voting.
idea. That's
I would
a great
end
idea.
early voting.
Yes, I agree with that.
Election Day, let everybody have a chance to vote, and there'd be no excuses.
You know what, though? There'll be people that just won't vote and just take it as a day off. And those people,
We will shame them.
will shame them.
Yes.
Yes, openly. Great answer. Geraldo, try to top that.
Hangover Monday after Super Bowl.
Good point.
Jesse
Jesse wants that all the
you.
time. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, good idea.
You could run for office on that platform.
I get elected twice.
Kimberly.
Okay, yes. Popular vote and electoral. Okay, I would go for, I have two things. International End Extreme Poverty Day, and also International Children's Day.
That's every day.
Okay.
Yes,
Greg's
because everyone
world.
thinks about it, what connects us as human beings across the
I'm
planet.
offended by her choices. Every day should be those days, Kimberly.
I
You
just
make me
fear
sick
that-
to my stomach.
If you had a
Poor
day
stomachs.
for poverty and everybody was like celebrating by not working, it's like Memorial Day and you eat and you don't memorialize the.
No, you spend time with
true.
children.
We
or you
we should have July 5th.
I was
You
gonna
know
say
what?
double
Because there's a lot of
holiday.
people who were born on July 5th, and it's like, what about me? July 5th.
But our country was born the day before that, Greg.
I know, but you know what? You know, let's not forget about all those millions of people
It really
that
deserves 2 days.
Yeah, there's millions of people who are born on July 5th who are like, hey, what's up?
What about me?
That's true.
Yeah.
I would decouple President's Day. Lincoln and Washington deserve their
Separate
own days,
days.
and they should both.
Well, when
be
I was growing
national
up,
holidays.
Typical, two
So it
white
should
men.
be-
Yeah.
Two white men.
Well, I will not check my privilege.
Then they flash the Puerto Ricans on the screen.
All right. We're doing well. All right, next question on Instagram.
We like
from
holidays.
DJASC1112. Quickly, I'll go on this one. If you were a state, which one would you be? Kimberly, I'm going to start with you.
Oh my
Opposite
goodness.
direction.
I would probably say New York. Since I'm here, I love the diversity of it, and also my representations have the best parades here. Irish and Puerto Rican.
Though my principal residence is Ohio now, and the secondary residence in New Jersey, I would say New York. I was born and raised here.
Okay,
Wyoming.
good.
What was the question? I thought it said, like, if you could be any
Which
state.
You could be a state.
If you
Oh,
were
you
a
guys are
state-
just-
If you were a state, which
Oh,
state would you be?
I would pick. I would
Rhode
pick
Island.
Denial.
I would pick Montana.
Montana?
Yeah, because you can do a lot of stuff in Montana.
You can.
Yeah, no one knows.
With the
You know what I'm
animals?
talking about, Montanians.
That is so gross.
See you in a few months.
Is it Montanians or Montanans?
I just made it up. It could be
It's
Montana.
Montanans. I think it's Montana.
Montanians.
I would go with New Hampshire. Live free or die.
Ooh, very good.
That is
Best slogan.
best motto in the country. All
That's
right,
where
last
you should campaign first.
Don't
right?
tread on me.
It has nothing to do with politics, everything to do with guns. All right. Next question is from Facebook. Donna D has this question. She says, if you were to get a tattoo,
Oh, boy,
what
Pete.
would it be? I
What
don't even have
don't
to answer
you
that.
have?
What don't I have? But it's not about me.
You want to
I'm
start
asking the question.
flashing?
Let's start with you.
Well, I got this one right here. See?
Yeah.
This was a Jewish store, and I got it after the Maalat massacre to memorialize the 37 children who were
Okay.
killed by terrorists.
Wow.
Okay, well, that's a really good one.
That is a good one.
I don't know. I don't have any tattoos like Dana, so body's a temple.
Dana has tattoos.
Oh, she's
No,
could.
doesn't
No?
have any. Doesn't
You
have
could just see
any.
who they're like with a
would it
big
be, though?
condor.
Right now, there's a tattoo
Maybe
artist
like
right
a
over there.
cross.
Okay.
But a
I like
very,
that.
very
little sketching.
pequeño one.
But that was the first one I got. It was not
Yours
a
is
pequeño
big.
one, a big one. Yeah.
I hate tattoos on women. Does that make me a chauvinist?
I don't know.
Yes.
We'll find
Oh, no.
out. We'll find out soon enough.
The answer
All right,
is
Dana.
yes.
If I were
if
to
you
get a
had
tattoo,
to get one, yeah.
I know it's tough. I think it's like
I
a
just wouldn't.
Jasper.
Okay,
Peter.
Greg, you got time
Yeah,
to
I
think.
Hervé Villechaize.
What? Hervé what?
He played tattoo on Fantasy Island.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Kind of a hero of mine.
boss, it's the plane.
By the
Maybe
way,
we'll get- honored on your National
by the
Short
way,
Man's
you
Day.
two are twinning.
You know, what about a big podium on your forearm or something?
Podium on your-
Okay, sorry. All right, if you had to give up I don't know, one of the
Press
five
secretary.
senses, what would it be?
Oh, that's
Revealing
tough.
answers next.
Baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. What's the first something you said?
Welcome back to The Five. We are answering your fan mail questions on this Memorial Day. So the first one is, if you had to get rid of one of your 5 senses,
Yes.
Kimberly, which one would it be?
It would be smell, because then I wouldn't have to suffer the Starbucks bathroom situation.
What about fresh bread, though?
Well, no, I love all that. I mean, I love,
And the smell of your little baby?
yeah, well, I love all of that. But I mean, you have to pick one.
You have to pick one. You have
Yeah.
to pick one, maybe.
That's the
It's by
tough
deduction
part.
almost. Like touch, no. Sight, no. Hearing, no. What's the other one?
Taste?
Taste, no. So it's got to be smell. Because you
Gotta
can
be
get rid of the
smell.
bad smells too. In life, you usually experience the bad
You're gonna
smells
miss
more than the
some
good smells.
new ones, but
I don't know. I think
Dana?
this is a very, very hard question.
It
because,
is.
You know, God gave us the benefit of 5 senses for a reason. For people who don't have them, it's really tough. And like,
Yep.
if you don't have smell, then you reduce the taste. But I think I'd go with speech.
Oh.
Speech.
Wait,
Is that one of your 5
the-
senses?
Is that
I
the
don't-
sixth
I'm not-
sense?
Senses.
I'm not
Well, I
quite
don't
sure
know.
of
It's
that.
not a sense. I don't know. I just want to shut up.
Greg will happily fill the void.
We added the 6th sense. Go ahead, Greg.
I would say get rid of the census. I hate the census. You know, they're always, you get those forms and you go, oh, do I got to fill it out? I'm tired. Get rid of the census.
I'm with him.
You too. Okay.
census. Look at he's like blue stealing for the camera. Greg.
I think it would be, I understand how you know, people who have lost their hearing really have a real challenge. But at my age, I've heard like everything now. I think that I might, you know, I've heard my baby cry. I've heard my wife whisper my name.
All right. Let's go.
I'm watching your report. Okay. Instagram question from Devin Adams, 1004. If you were ever to join the military, which branch and which job, Greg?
Ooh, I would probably join something that keeps me in an office. So it would be probably the
safe.
United
Dark
States Interior Office Brigade. And what we do is we just sit there and we talk about stuff that's coming up.
Yeah, you would be like super kicked out in 5
Which one would you
seconds.
be?
You'd be complaining.
And you?
So many that I would like to do. So probably my father was an Army guy, so I love the Army. But then I think like being a Navy SEAL would be super fun.
Wow.
Aside from seasickness.
Great outfits, too.
Yeah. I would shave my head.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Don't try it.
I would say Marines, and I would like to be deployed as one of the spokespeople that worked with reporters in the field. I think that would be a great job.
They had some badass PAOs, the Marines did, no doubt. Major?
I guess I've done the Army, so I would try something else. And if I didn't know anything about the military before I joined, so I defaulted to the Army. I probably would have done, if I knew more, I probably would have done the Marine Corps the first time around.
Nice, yeah.
And that's going to be heresy to every soldier out there.
No, but I
I
like
mean it that
that.
way. I love my time.
I
in the Army,
love
but-
the Marines. I would
Leave no
fly
man behind.
A-10s for the Air Force or Apache attack helicopters.
What are those mercenaries that are really small?
Best sound in the world.
A small mercenary.
You know what I'm talking about?
French Foreign Legion?
Gherkins?
The Gurkhas.
the Gurkhas.
Yeah,
Did I just say gherkins?
One more question is next.
Gorka.
They what?